Hey everybody, it's Chris here again, and today's guide we're just going to go over the actual CSGO menu, so when you guys do start out the game you know where to change your settings at, and I also have another video for how to get to your auto exec through your actual CS folders, and I'll have a config for you guys as well that you can use. The config will not be an FPS config. So far you can't really do too many commands in this game, so I have just the bare minimums of what you guys should really need when you first start CSGO. So first, let's go to help and options. This is where all your options are going to be. Don't really worry about controller. I don't think you guys will ever use a controller, so just bypass that. But let's first start off with game settings. In game settings, you're going to have your crosshair style, crosshair color, crosshair behavior, which is going to be your dynamic crosshair in the other games. You also have switch weapons on pickup, close buy menus after purchase, always show inventory, and enable developer console. So these are what I'm using so far on all of them. As you guys can see, you just pause the video to see what I'm using. I do love the default crosshair. The default crosshair is actually the new one, and the other option you get is classic. And if you get the classic, you're going to have to use in-game commands to change it around to get it to where you want it. But it's really not that versatile. Personally, I think you guys should just stick with default crosshair, get used to it. It's really good. And the crosshair behavior, like I said before, is the dynamic crosshair, or you can do static so it doesn't move everywhere. Nothing else really down here besides restore. And then keyboard and mouse is where you guys are going to get most of your main commands from if you want to change, the way you jump, your movement keys, anything like that. Now the first thing is when you get here, you need to make sure you pay attention to about these first 10 commands. You're going to have reverse mouse. Obviously you want to have that off. You don't want to be like you're flying an airplane. Duck mode, you want to do hold. If you're used to Counter-Strike, but if you're used to like Call of Duty or something, you can change it to toggle. All that really does is instead of pressing, let's say control is your duck key, if you press control with it on hold and then you let go, it's going to bounce you back up. But if you have it on toggle, when you press control, it's just going to stay down until you press control again to bounce it back up. So if you guys ever play Call of Duty, you pretty much know what I'm talking about. Then you're going to have your mouse sensitivity and your zoom. Personally, I just like opening the developer console and typing those in instead of trying to mess with this. I think it's kind of crazy to get the right sensitivity with that. And then you want to make sure you have raw input off and mouse acceleration off. There's a lot of people who like raw input. Personally, from everybody that I have played with in this game, has not liked raw input. They have turned it off because it makes your mouse feel a little bit weird. It's kind of hard to describe. It's almost like it makes your mouse stop for a second while you're moving it, if that makes any sense. Acceleration mount, disable it. You don't want to excel. And everything under here is just going to be your basic commands of last weapon use, etc. And I believe your talk commands in here too, or your buying key for it. Other than that, that's pretty much it for that page. Then next you're going to have your video settings. You don't really get a lot of video settings, unfortunately. So my brightness I just have almost halfway. I have it a little bit less because I know if you have your brightness higher, it's going to make flashes last a little bit longer, so I tend to turn it down. Color mode, this is for, I want to say, since they were doing cross-platform before and now they took it away, I don't think they've updated this section. All it does is changes your look of if you play on a TV or monitor. So play distance, same thing, crouch or desk. I think all this does is changes your actual view monitor, or your view model here. Yeah. So normally I have this at 64 and it just changed it because I changed that command. So next is obviously your aspect ratio. A lot of people have been using 6:9, and they do it at native resolution because a lot of the new monitors are the 24-inch, 120 hertz, and that's why I've been seeing a lot of people use if they do have a 120 hertz monitor. It's really up to you. Personally, I still like using 102.4 even though I have 120 hertz. It's basically just preference. Display mode, I normally play full screen, and laptop power saving is there. I don't use a laptop, so I don't really need it. Now to get more commands, down here is advanced. Hold on. Oop. So in advanced, you're going to have multi-core rendering, anti-aliasing mode, filter mode, and wait for vertical sync. Vertical sync off. filtering mode and AA is really, it just depends on you guys. I know a lot of people like to have AA off because they don't want their models to be smooth. They actually want to see what the hitboxes are going to be. So it's really just up to you. Personally, I turn it off. That's how I've always played. I tried playing with it on, but I also like having as much FPS as possible. And also same thing with filtering mode. All it's going to do is just make your textures look more higher detailed. So I would just turn it off if I was you, especially if you need more FPS. Now screen size. This is pretty cool. You can actually change by clicking these buttons the way your screen fits your monitor. If you see where my mouse is up here at the top, that orange little bar is how far it is on your screen. So when you press it, you can see how it's shrinking on the sides there, and then you can do the same thing here. So when you get into your HUD menu, it will actually shrink your HUD down. But yeah, other than that, that should be it for that section. And let's see what else we got here. And then we have audio settings. Personally, if you want the best sound in this game, low audio. Or low sound quality. I would not do high because it causes an echo. I don't know if they fixed the bug yet. I haven't tested, but I'm still using low, and I'm also using 2 speakers. I've messed around with a couple other settings. I think your speaker configuration is just going to be for whatever you tend to use or whatever you're used to. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the actual settings. And then on this main screen, you can go to play. And here's going to be your quick match. They haven't added anything else here. So hopefully they will add these in the beta sometime so we can check it out and see how Build Your Team works and the server browser works. And then local play is going to be where you create your own servers. Demolition mode will be in this section up here. And then you'll have casual and competitive, and it tells you what the difference are in them. And then when you click it, it's going to have the map rotation down here that you can pick. Or you can do random. So other than that, that's pretty much it, and thank you for watching this video. Bye.